What's up, beautiful besties? Welcome into the Divine Feminist by Turning Tides Tarot. Thank you all so very much for being here with me. You all are freaking amazing. You glowing up wonder, you. Thank you for everyone just for being here with me. Our community is growing and I'm loving to see that. This one is for all of our beautiful Divine Feminines or all of our girlies, or, you know, anyone who resonates with being a divine feminist, okay? Regardless of your gender, I suppose, but we are going to focus here on the feminine, of course, hence the name of the channel. But yeah, I really want to talk to the girlies here who have been told they were too much. Okay, whether it was by a romantic partner or maybe growing up, you were just born really loud, and you know, of course, the patriarchy wants to silence the feminine energy. It's just the way that we are kind of conditioned and programmed. I kind of want to get a reading for all of the girlies here who have ever been told that they were just too freaking much, too dramatic, too emotional, too loud, too aggressive, too what else? Too ambitious. Okay, this is for, you know, this is what the reading's going to be about today, and I'm just feeling in the mood. Okay, I'm feeling in the mood for this. It is Monday morning, but this reading is going to be timeless, my loves. Okay, and I'm just here to try to, you know, get our tanks filled with gas for the week ahead. Okay, so let's get into it. Spirit, what message do you have overall? How are we going to start this reading? What message do you have, Spirit, for all of the girlies who have ever been told that they are too freaking much? Okay, and let me just tell you, you are just wonderful the way you are. Okay, don't let anyone dim your light. Do not let anyone dim your light, all right? So let's see what we got today to start this reading off for the girlies who have been told they were just too much. All right, let's see. What do we need to know here, Spirit? Let's just chime right in. Okay, let me tell you something right here, right now. They wanted you soft. They wanted you silent. They wanted you convenient, okay? These people who told you that you were too much. You know, they really wanted you to be this kind of woman who really doesn't make any waves, all right? The kind of woman who says, I'm fine, when she's absolutely not. But you know what, girlie? That is not, Spirit said no more, no more, okay? Judgment is here like this friggin' divine alarm clock, okay? Your higher self is wide awake, and she's really not letting you snooze this rebirth moment for yourself, okay? You've really outgrown this version of you that kept the peace just to avoid confrontation, okay? And now this Two of Swords, I feel like this was you second-guessing your intuition, maybe biting your tongue, pretending not to notice the disrespect, okay? Not anymore. Not today, Satan. And that Nine of Swords, okay, yeah. Spirit definitely saw those nights, right? The anxiety, the overthinking, shame, perhaps that was never even yours to carry. The pain here, it became like a prison, okay? But it also really sharpened your instincts. And now we have this Page of Wands here entering the chat, okay? This is your new era, okay? You are curious, you're confident, you're full of all these untamed ideas and wild potential, okay? You're really stepping out from behind the curtain and you're saying, like, I have something to say and I am not asking for permission, okay? I don't even care. Call me too much. I really just do not give a, you know, I have no more F's to give. No more F's to give, okay? So, I have to, like, I guess I have some more questions. I guess there's some questions here, but I'm already loving and living for this message that's coming through from Spirit. And I really want to ask now, you know, I feel like basically in a nutshell here, Spirit is saying to you, like, you're finally becoming this version of yourself who doesn't shrink, okay, to fit inside anyone else's box or anyone else's, ideals or, you know, expectations of how a woman should be, or how the feminine should behave. Okay, and now I want to know, what version of yourself are you being called to finally step into? What version of yourself? Okay, the Divine Feminist. This is the Divine Feminist edition for your message for your week. Okay, so what version of yourself are you being finally called to step into? We have the King of Swords. We have the Two of Wands. Oh, that one wants to come out too. We have the Three of Pentacles, okay. And oh, we have the Tower. Okay, okay, I'm here for it. Okay. Okay, I really love this because I feel like the version of yourself that you're finally stepping into now is this version that says, okay, you know what, you're right. Okay, yeah, for sure. I'm too much. I'm too much for small minds, and I'm too much for your weak ass energy. All right? All right. Now, I can break it down. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so this version of you, it's like a spirit saying, okay, the version of you that you're stepping into is like sharp as hell, strategic, and definitely done dumbing it down, right? With the King of Swords. This is your inner genius stepping up, stepping forward. Super clear, super focused. You are making head over heart decisions, okay? Intellect over impulse. So this version of you knows exactly what you are all about and does not flinch when someone tries to challenge you, okay? You've got receipts, you've got discernment, you've got zero tolerance for anyone's BS, okay? And the Two of Wands is like, okay, are you going to keep watching your dream life from the sidelines, or are you finally ready to walk toward it like you freaking own the place, right? You're standing at this edge of expansion, which is like this whole ass version of you is waiting, okay? But you really got to stop romanticizing the comfort zone. And I'm just saying that because, you know, it's always good to hear, okay? The Three of Pentacles is reminding you that you do not have to build this whole empire alone, okay? Aligning yourself with people who see your brilliance and respect it, not the ones who are really wanting to siphon it. You will be collaborating, okay, with a lot of people in your world. You will be drawing in a lot of new people, you know, this new version of yourself. And you will be pushing away anyone who's really trying to hitch their cart to your wagon, if you understand what I'm saying by that. People who are wanting to siphon off your energy, okay? So, all right. With the Tower comes in, that's like pretty dramatic, and I'm here for it. This is all happening. This is like, it's all happening right now. It might be blowing some people's minds, the fact that you're just kind of like standing up and just kind of not taking anyone's BS anymore. It's like the final collapse of the version of you that was, you know, built on pleasing others or showing up in a way that, you know, I feel like we are expected to act and behave in certain type of ways. And you're just not playing nice anymore. Okay. You're not playing it nice anymore. And it is this isn't really like a breakdown happening, because sometimes the Tower can be that, but this is like, kind of, I want to say it's like a sacred demolition of, you know, who you used to be. So, I feel like you're not stepping into a new version of you. I feel like you're really just activating the one who was always in there, okay, behind all of these layers of like people pleasing or over apologizing and self-doubt. You know, I'm feeling like it's freaking go time here for you. I'm really charged up with this energy. I hope you are here for it as well. If you are, and you're feeling this shift that's happened within you, like, you know, you've joined that We Do Not Care club, okay, and you're just done with it all. You're done with playing small, right, to fit into other people's expectations. And like I said, maybe smiling when you don't feel like smiling, and, you know, just to fit a certain type of role. You are just not doing it anymore, okay? Nope, not for anyone, and especially not for, you know, the sake of pleasing, especially the masculine energy. All right, I'm just saying, this is feminine empowerment, okay? That's what we're doing over here at the Divine Feminist channel. So who benefits when you stay quiet, okay? And what happens when you stop playing nice? That's what I want to know. Who benefits when you stay quiet? And what happens when you stop playing nice with everybody, okay? Who benefits when you stay quiet? Okay, we have the Queen of Wands. Who benefits when you stay quiet? The Two of Cups. And what happens when you stop playing nice? The Seven of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. Let me tune into this. Okay, so this one's kind of like everything. And let's be honest. I mean, when you keep the peace, everyone else, they basically keep the power. Okay, so you staying quiet makes it a lot easier for everyone else to stay comfortable, especially the ones who only show up when you're easy to manage, right? But the Queen of Wands is stepping in like, no thanks. She's that part of you. She's you, okay? The part of you, you walk into a room and you own it without even trying, okay? And then when you hold that version of yourself back, you're making space for people who honestly don't deserve a front row seat to you and your energy anymore, okay? The Two of Cups is saying, like, the moment you stop sugarcoating and start being real, the real ones show up. So you stop attracting fake connections and start pulling in people who can actually handle you. And that Seven of Cups, I mean, that's everyone who benefited from you being confused. They liked you unsure. They liked you second guessing. You are a lot easier to manipulate in that state, right? But when you finally get very clear and start calling shit what it is, they get absolutely nervous. Okay, these people get nervous. And the Six of Pentacles, like, that's a universe checking in on the receipts. Okay, I mean, no more overgiving. You're not trying to prove your worth to anyone. You're done handing out any discounts on your energy, right? You're done. So who wins when you stay small? It's the people who were never really on your level to begin with, okay? And what happens when you stop playing nice? Well, you stop being someone's emotional support human, and you really start being the main event, the main character, okay? And really stepping into your own power. And I just love it so friggin' much. What patterns? Okay, let's ask the next question here. What patterns are you breaking by choosing to speak up now? Okay, what patterns in your life are you breaking by choosing to speak up now and to just be your true, authentic self, living loud, living proud, and making people feel uncomfortable if need be? Okay, it's fine. You're not here. Like, I love that. You are not someone's emotional support human. I love it. I love it. Okay, it's good to be there for your friends, and that's not what I'm talking about. It's about the people who can't handle your energy anyways. Okay, we have, let's see, what patterns are you breaking by choosing to speak up now? We have the Six of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and Two of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, I cannot ignore the fact that I see the Ace of Swords, which cuts through any kind of BS. So let me just tune in. Okay, so the pattern that I really see, I mean, that you're breaking here, okay, is I feel like you've almost been grinding for validation, okay? And I mean, as a woman myself, I've been here. I know exactly what this is, and I am definitely done doing this too. So let's work through it, okay? The Six of Wands says, like, you know, you've been really playing the game, okay? You've been getting all the gold stars, right? Checking every single box, right? Doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? So, and it's all to be seen, it's all to be acknowledged, and maybe even like to be clapped for a little bit, right? But deep down, I feel like the applause, you know, it really never hit you like you thought it would. And the Knight of Pentacles and this Knight of Wands, I feel like it's really showing two different parts of you that have been pulling in different directions, okay? Opposite directions. One part, okay, plays it safe, does the work, sticks to the plan. And the other is like, F this, I want to run wild. I want to follow my fire. I want to follow my soul. I don't want to play it safe anymore, right? And this Two of Pentacles, I mean, that's you trying to juggle both without letting anyone see how much dang, like, pressure you've been under. Smiling on the outside, but I feel like a little bit of spiraling going on the inside. And Spirit said, you just put the damn act down. Just put it down, all right? Because, excuse me, with the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and I'm just going to put it right there, okay, in the middle. This is your moment of raw, undeniable truth, okay? You're finally seeing a pattern here. This performative kind of hustle, the approval chasing, trying to be everything to everyone, okay? This sword here, you know, it cuts all of it loose. It cuts it all loose, right? So you're really breaking this cycle of feeling that you need to earn your worth, okay? You're no longer, quote unquote, the good girl, right? You're no longer the good girl who follows the rules, for a crumb of praise. No, no, no more. You are no longer choosing between being safe or bold anymore. I feel like you're creating this new path that is steady and, again, soul led. So you're really, the pattern you're breaking, I mean, you're not really here to be palatable, okay? You're here to be powerful, and you're really owning that right now, okay? So you are breaking a huge pattern in your world, okay? And just the way that you show up and the way that you, just everything in your life, again, your energy is shifting, and I am absolutely here for it. So what have I internalized? Okay, or what have we, okay, how do I word this? What have we internalized that was never ours to carry? Okay, how about we say that? What have we internalized that was never ours to carry? And first up, we have the Eight of Cups. What have we internalized that was never ours to carry? The Nine of Pentacles. I mean, okay. We have the Fool. Okay. And there's never ours to carry. Here we have the Ten of Wands, but we also have this Four of Cups. So I'm just going to tune into that. Okay, so I feel like Spirit was coming in hot with this one. And it took me, well, I guess, yeah, when it came in hot. Okay, anyways. I feel like you've been really carrying expectations, guilt, emotional weight, maybe even some generational pressure, like it was your job, all right? But none of it actually belongs to you, all right? This Eight of Cups, that's you finally walking away from any kind of emotional dynamic, okay, that kept you stuck in cycles of overgiving and under receiving. And honestly, it's not easy, okay, because some of those cups, they really come with guilt trips, okay, and things like people saying to you, oh, you've changed, right? You've changed. It comes with that energy from people who were never really willing to meet you at your level, okay? And with the Nine of Pentacles, it says you were made to believe, okay, independence was selfish, right? You were made to believe that you doing things for you was selfish, that being, happy on your own was somehow wrong, right? You've been taught to fear being alone when really you thrive in your own energy, okay? You never needed to shrink to be accepted. Nope. And now with the Fool showing up like, hey, who told you it wasn't safe to start fresh, okay? You really internalized this idea if that you don't have a plan or a partner or permission, you shouldn't leap. But that fear, not yours, okay? That came from people who were too scared to try. And with the Ten of Wands, darling, that's the burden of emotional labor that you have carried for everyone, all right? Everyone, their needs, their moods, their healing. You have been the emotional mule, okay? And it's exhausting. It's time to just drop it all, right? Drop it. You're not carrying it for anyone anymore. And the Four of Cups, I mean, I really feel like this ties it all together. It's really talking about that numbness that comes from pretending everything's fine when your spirit's screaming for more. All right, you learned how to disconnect to keep the peace, but that disconnection, again, it's not yours. That is the byproduct of being too tuned into other people and not tuned in enough to your own soul. So what have you been carrying that wasn't yours? I mean, everyone's emotional baggage, people's projection, fear of freedom, and the lie that needing no one makes you unlovable. Drop that. Unpack it. Burn it if you need to. Because honestly, Spirit's saying you are not the mule. You are the main character, okay? No more doing this, okay? Too much emotional labor has been wasted on too many people and situations that do not deserve your energy, okay? They really just don't, all right? And here, that's what it is, okay? Let's move on. What Spirit? I feel like if you feel like I'm yelling at you, I'm not. I'm just channeling like a lot of powerful messages from Spirit, okay? So yeah, I'm just saying. What message does your soul want to scream? That's funny because the next question I have, what message does your soul want to scream from the rooftops? Okay, want to scream, and I feel this screamy kind of energy, like that normally, I wouldn't lean into because of fear of being too much. But this is how I get when I'm channeling, and that is what it is. no apologies, okay? What message does your soul want to scream from the rooftops? What message does your soul want to scream from the rooftops? Okay, this is such a sassy energy today, and I love it. I love it. I really thrive in this energy, actually. The Five of Swords. Okay. We have strength. Not surprised. Okay. We have Six of Cups, and let's get one more. Four of Swords. All right, let me tune in. Okay, I got what your soul wants to scream, and I'm just going to scream it out, okay? Your soul is needing to scream the following. I am not the villain for choosing myself. I'm not here to keep the peace if it means losing me in the process. I've outgrown the guilt. I've outgrown pretending I'm fine to make other people feel comfortable. I don't owe anyone a version of me that's easier to swallow. You want sweet and soft? That's cute. I am steel. I am steel wrapped in velvet. Okay. I've done the inner child healing. I've cried the old tears, and now I rest because I deserve to, not because I'm broken. My soul is done whispering. I am the closure. I am the peace. I am the power. And if that scares people, that is not my problem anymore. Okay. That is exactly what your soul is screaming to you right now and screaming to everyone. And if that resonates with you, I would love for you to like drop a little bomb or like a little explosion emoji or something in the comments if you really feel that in your soul too, okay? Now, how do you reclaim your voice even when it shakes? And by that, I mean like, sometimes it takes a little practice to start really, speaking out and speaking up for yourself and really leaning into the loudness, right? Okay, especially when it's been programmed out of us for so long, okay? We have the Queen of Pentacles. How do we reclaim the voice? The High Priestess. That is awesome. That is awesome to see the High Priestess here. We have the Eight of Wands, and let's get one more, please. Let's get the Magician. Nice. Okay, first of all, how we reclaim our voice is we stop asking for permission, okay? The Queen of Pentacles reclaims her voice by knowing her worth in her bones. She knows it in her soul, okay? She doesn't need to be loud. Her energy speaks before she does. She's grounded, unshakable. She doesn't explain herself. She embodies her truth, okay? And the High Priestess says, your voice comes back when you trust your intuition louder than you trust the noise, right? You reclaim your voice by getting quiet on purpose, not because you're scared, but because you're listening to your inner knowing, right? So she's not lost. She's been waiting for you to hear her, okay, that part of you. The Eight of Wands is that green light, right? No more hesitation. No more rehearsing your truth until it sounds palatable. You reclaim your voice by using it, even if it quivers, okay? Say the thing. Send the message. Launch the dream. Speak now, not when it's perfect, okay? So then we have the Magician here standing there like, okay, babe, look, you've always had the power. You just forgot, okay? So you reclaim your voice by realizing that you were never powerless, okay? You were just trained to believe that you were, okay? So how we reclaim our voice, we root into our worth. We trust our inner wisdom. We speak even when it's messy, and we stop pretending that we're not magic, okay? We just stop doing that. Stop pretending that you're not magical AF, because you are. And okay, my next question, that's actually really nice because it leads into what kind of power does our too much actually hold, right? What kind of power does our too much actually hold? Okay, we have the Six of Swords in reverse. Oh, it keeps hitting it and going reverse. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Okay, what's this? Eight of Swords. I have a feeling I know what this is. Yeah, okay. 10 of Pentacles. I'm just going to tune in to see the details because look at the bottom of the deck is Justice. Okay, I'm absolutely living for this message because your too muchness, okay, it literally stops the BS mid sentence, okay, mid sentence. The Six of Swords reverse and the Ace of Pentacles reverse. Um, that's the energy of, oh, no, 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 you don't, okay? You don't get to smooth this over and pretend like it's fine, all right? I feel like you interrupt the gaslighting, okay? You're halting that hustle culture. You're saying, you know what, that doesn't work for me. And suddenly everyone else has to reevaluate their whole dynamic. Okay. The Eight of Swords shows that you're too much, scares people. It scares people stuck in their own mental cages because it frees you. All right. And if you're free, that means they could be too, but they'd have to face their stuff. And that is absolutely terrifying to them. So instead, they tried to silence you. But you keep rising, loud, clear, and unapologetic, okay? And the Ten of Pentacles is where your power really starts to flex, right? This isn't just personal, okay? It's legacy. Legacy, right? This is your legacy level. Your voice doesn't just free you, it echoes, okay? So your too much becomes this permission slip for the next generation. You're breaking cycles and crashing. I meant to say cashing karmic checks. I meant to say that. And justice, I mean, justice, that's like a spiritual mic drop moment, okay? Your too much holds the power to rebalance the scales, not just in your life, but in the systems around you, okay? So when you speak, truth trembles. When you take up space, things get real. So that kind of power does your, what kind of power does your too much hold? You know, it's really this kind that breaks patterns. It really exposes any kind of imbalance, okay, or things that aren't just, right? Injustices. It calls out manipulation. It protects your peace, and it really rewrites the rules, okay? So, you know, the energy I get is like, okay, too much for who? Too much for what? Because you're too much, you know? It's exactly, this too muchness is exactly the medicine that the world needs right now, okay? Exactly the medicine that the world needs right now. So go out there, be too much, do it, lean into it, right? Really lean into that. And just, you know, be unapologetically authentic, okay? For the sake of yourself and for the sake of the world, okay? It echoes out, it resonates, right? You never know the ripples that your energy makes. It's really, truly incredible, okay? So, I feel like that's pretty much the message, you know, I really do. I mean, I feel like that's that. So if you felt this energy, if you are sick and tired of, you know, feeling made to feel bad about being exactly who you are, very loud and very proud, you know, drop a little fire. We're lighting this up here, okay? Drop a little fire emoji in the comments, or you can, you know, tell me your experience if you feel like sharing. If you are here still and you like my vibe, and you're new to our incredible movement, growing movement of divine feminists here, empowering one another and here to lift each other up on the Almost Daily, please don't be shy, subscribe. We would love to have you on the ground level as we build, okay? And every little bit helps. Any kind of energy exchange, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing with your besties, okay? If you feel like they could use this message, share with them, okay? It really does help place the message to I guess reach the ears, okay? It helps reach the ears that need to hear it. Anyways, I'm done. I'm spent, okay? I will see you in the next reading, friends. I love you so much. Goodbye.